Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Just Okay podcast with Whitney Ledesma.
I lower the volume every time to play that. Hello, welcome back to the Just Okay podcast. I am Brittany Ledesma. What's new? Today is, let's see what today's date. I think it's August. It's August. Yeah, duh, it's August. It is August 5th, and there's not much to catch all up on since the last time we spoke. I've done pretty much nothing. I kind of just isolated this weekend. It was kind of nice. That's it. I don't know what else to say. I'm on a tea break. I'm doing a little bit of a tea break right now. I just feel like I have been not necessarily smoking weed because I want to relax every now and then. It's like to cope with something else. I don't know. I'm like smoking it too much. So I'm on a little bit of a tea break, and it's day 2. Going fine for now. I will say, because I'm like sober right now, I am compensating with a shit ton of caffeine. Like this morning I had a cup of coffee, then a venti cold brew, and then an energy drink. So I was edging on a panic attack for like 3 to 4 hours. And I don't know if you've ever like overdone caffeine, but it makes me want to throw up. I chug water. That's the kind of girl I am. I'm an H2O. Like, I love water. Not to brag, I kind of need water. Like, I literally need it. And yeah, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna not do as much caffeine, but I don't know. That's the hard thing though, is because I've been waking up earlier and like to stay awake, I'm like, oh well, I need more caffeine, and so then I end up overdoing it and getting anxious. And I went to the gym though. Great sweat sesh, I will say. And then I just sat in the sauna. I was like, come on, let's calm down. Let's calm down. I got home. I laid down. And I was like, oh God, I need to hurl. But I have nothing to hurl. Also, I love that word for throw up. Throw up has some fun nicknames because throwing up, it's not the worst name for what it is. You know, throw up, fine. Not a huge fan. Yak. I'm going to go yak. Does anyone remember that app or like that thing Yik Yak they had at colleges online? I never did it, but that's just what I thought of. Comment below if you did. They have Yak, they have Hurl, Pull a Trig. I'm trying to think if there's another word. Vomit? I don't know. They have some good ones. Because none of those like gross me out necessarily either, which is a plus. Because like, personally, one of the words I hate the most in the world is panties. Panties is my moist. I just don't like it. Let's call it underwear. I don't know what's wrong with the fact like I hate the word panties. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was like raised to as like a woman in the South to be like ashamed of my body, but I just don't like the word panties. It's like a single pant and then like we're making it cutesy, you know? Like no, my underwear. I'm an adult. But I don't know. I was in my hidey hole this weekend. I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is like, what if doctors were hot and they fucked and a lot of them died? But also, what if HIPAA didn't apply and patients were never really around and everyone just fucked? I love it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I took years to get into this show. My older sister loves it, and it's taken me forever to get into Grey's Anatomy. I don't know. I'm also at the part of Grey's Anatomy because I'm 13 seasons in now. Okay. This has been a minute of me watching it. It started it last fall. Been watching it for a decent amount of time now. And let me just say, it does not get good after. It gets progressively worse as the seasons go on, and it should have ended. But I'm just like so committed to ending it. Like I want to see it through. Because I'm a loyal gal. I want to see it through. I don't start something with the intention to leave it. Who does that? But I think I may end up dipping out soon because I've also seen the people in like the newer seasons. Not to say they're not hot enough for me. They're just feel too Disney. The older seasons are where it's at. Yeah, I'm a fan of their older stuff. Yeah, so there's that. I've really just been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy. I've been watching Lollapalooza on TikTok. That's been fun. I don't know if any of y'all have seen this. One, Chapel Roan tells her ex's new fiance to break up with him, which she said them, but I'm pretty sure, according to her, she didn't know she was gay till like 4 years ago, till like 4 years into making this album. So I'm pretty sure it's a dude, but she might just be keeping up appearances because she's like a lesbian now, which is fine. Be whoever you are. I don't give two shits. But or maybe they're non-binary. Who knows? But I don't know if I would break up with my ex if Chapel runs at it. It just seems like I really like her, but I feel like it's a little too petty. Like, this is your Lollapalooza set, girl. You're really going to make it about your ex now? Not me having, like, my type 5 about my ex. So I can't. I mean, the shade is on me. But I don't know. And then Kesha's there. I love this new Kesha. I still think her better songs are her old stuff. I love TikTok. She played her song Backstabber, and she had a knife given to her for the stage, and she had like a fake knife until the actual performance, which they switched out her prop knife with a real knife, and no one told her. That's so stupid. I had to think about my choice of words. That is so stupid. It's like we literally didn't watch everything go down with Alec Baldwin. He barely got out of this trial. Like, it got dismissed. It wasn't like, was it dismissed or what? So I forgot. Something happened with it. Anyways, it's not happening. But like, we just watched like, I think it's been a few years of like this whole like trial, and like since the shooting happened, it's like, why are we? Whatever was the stagehand that did that. Oh. You are lucky, because I'm like a dumb bitch who, like, if I thought, because some people were in the comments like, oh, well, how can you not tell it's like a real knife versus a fake knife? It's like you'll hold it. It probably feels different. Sometimes you won't. But also, I'm stupid, and even if it was like, I don't know, let's say a lighter knife, or like the real one was lighter, I'd still stab myself attempting to try it. I'm not like exactly the brightest tool in the shed. I think it's sharpest tool in the shed, but we'll let that go, baby. I don't know. I always learn things the hard way so I could see myself. If I were Kesha, if I were millionaire icon 30-something-year-old Kesha, I would have absolutely stabbed myself, not the other person. I would have accidentally stabbed myself on stage. But that's just me. And I don't know, I spend a lot of time on TikTok these days, especially because I haven't been smoking, not even being 48 hours. But no, I will say I've turned on Grayscale so much recently because I have been just drowning myself in my phone. I have been numbing myself with just like, I'm addicted to dopamine. I've read a book about it before. It's really good. It's called Dopamine Nation. I have ADHD. I feel the need for constant dopamine, and it sucks when I don't have any. And today is one of those lower dopamine days. And I've turned on Grayscale because I know I will be on my phone for hours and hours on end. And so I have Grayscale on. But one thing that I will say, TikTok never fails me for, is some JLo content. I love this like new, it's not even a new train, I'd say, but like this like 2024 is the year of JLo's official downfall, because she made that movie about herself and her love with Ben Affleck that literally didn't make sense. It was like she was like a breakdancing in a heart factory. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then I watched, I didn't watch the movie of it. I tried, could not get into it, but I did watch the documentary about JLo making the movie about her and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck could not seem less interested in it. I mean, he is so like, this is, you do you, boo-boo. I'm gonna not pay attention. And now that they're getting divorced, Suge Knight says he thinks Ben Affleck is divorcing JLo because the FBI may have like shown Ben Affleck some incriminating footage of JLo from her time with P. Diddy. And I'm like, Yeah, that could be it. Or he could have seen the fucking movie she made about their love. You know, like he, if maybe I love that the FBI one got involved in their relationship. It was like, if her movie and documentary about your love wasn't enough, what about some incriminating footage here? And also, I believe that, like, I had no idea she dated P. Diddy. I'm like 26. Not to say that was before my time. It wasn't necessarily before my time, but J-Lo and P. Diddy have never been like my icons. You know, they were not that. Like, I listened to some music by P. Diddy, not no more. I just think it's so funny that the FBI, that people think the FBI is the one breaking up Ben Affleck and J-Lo. And I'm like, it's about damn time they stepped in here, you know? I mean, she probably was involved with the P. Diddy stuff if they were together. Especially during that time frame, I totally imagine that she could have been complicit at the very least, let alone maybe involved. But it's just like, that could have caused the divorce. Or maybe he watched the movie she made about their love, you know? Maybe he watched the documentary and saw every single celebrity that said no. It's like, maybe I should get out of here. Is it a bad look to be with J-Lo? There's also like another video of her, of course, grabbing ice cream with like her kids. And like, she definitely called the paparazzi. And she was like, oh my God, you guys, I'm just trying to like enjoy ice cream with my kids, not with my kids around. Girl, you called the paparazzi. No one's out there looking for J-Lo. No one's looking for you. I love how she has scraped herself. She's like Trisha Paytas if Trisha Paytas sucked. You know, like she's like the... Trisha Paytas is so funny, so likable, and then J-Lo is just also... Then J-Lo is talentless, but the one thing both of them have in common is that they force themselves to be relevant, and I love that. But Trisha Paytas is also just an enigma, so how dare I even compare the two? But I thought that was interesting. I've been reading a lot recently. I say a lot. I've been reading one book. I've been reading a book each month. I skipped 1 month, so I'm trying to play catch up. But my newest subway and bus book is about the history of witches being persecuted. You know, like, and basically, the one, they have a bunch, all the stories are the same, essentially. One person says someone's a witch. The one person pretends to like get seizures or like shakes around the person or get possessed. And then they magically heal from the person that they're saying is a witch talking to them. So like, it's a continual this. And then if someone claims that they're lying about the accusation, that person is too also a witch. A lot of people are being hung. Like they have hung dogs over this. Also in this book, they say they hanged this person. I feel like the correct word should be hung. Like you hung this person, but I guess hanged might be more correct. That's just my southern illiterate brain, you know, because we got them country accents. We don't sound like we read too good. We don't sound like we know how to spell country. It's got an O in there somewhere, but I don't know, is it at the end or not? But yeah, I've been reading about witches. I don't know why. So my issue is I buy a bunch of books because I love the idea of reading them, but then it comes down to actually reading them, and I'll read like 2 pages. I'm like, this book kind of sucks. And now I just have another one to add to my collection of things I shouldn't have spent money on. I should honestly organize my books into that, and like also just things around the house into a pile of things I shouldn't have spent money on, but I have. I think that's called a Goodwill pile. Actually, that's called a Goodwill pile. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I have a book about witches I'm forcing myself to read. I also have a book about the Holocaust. I have a book about Hiroshima. I have too many. I got a lot of history books. My dad tried to raise me on World War II documentaries, classic. And I did not take to any. Like, the History Channel is not my truth. I wish if they talked about World War II, I would find World War II so much more interesting if you explained it like gossip. Because that's the problem I found with history, is that it's generally very interesting, but people just explain it so poorly. Like, I need you to tell it to me like it's Mean Girls. I need to hear like, this bitch said to this bitch. Or Napoleon had a small little deck. Like, I was thinking back to the Bible. Yeah, do you believe in God? Didn't think so. No, but I was thinking back to the Bible. I don't know, like from our Lord and Savior, like the Holy Text, that one. I was thinking back to the Bible, and the stories in there are so wild. And I remember hearing them as a kid and being like, okay, this is boring. But like as an adult, I thought about one of the stories I heard. Or as an adult, I thought about one of the stories I was told as a kid. I forget the exact one. If you remember it, it's not Sodom and Gomorrah. No way it is. I just think I'm thinking of that because that's probably the only name I can think. Yeah, it's not Sodom and Gomorrah at all. It's anyways, I'm not gonna remember it, and I'm not gonna look it up. Odds are I'm gonna say it on camera and never think about it again until editing, and then think about it and do nothing with it. But there's a story about a guy who was like a king, I believe, and he started Bathsheba. It's Bathsheba. Wait, I'm pretty sure it's Bathsheba. Okay, yes. Okay, that one. Also, I love that her name was Bathsheba. I feel like her name probably wasn't Bathsheba, because the whole thing is that this guy saw this woman taking a bath. Her name in the book, Bathsheba. And the king called her over, and I guess she got pregnant while her husband was off at war, and so then the king put the husband on the front line so he would die, and so then they could be together and raise a kid, which is just like so shady, because it's like that's the ultimate like, you didn't just steal his wife, you sent him off to die knowing you stole his wife. And no one was going to tell him. This guy was like, of course, good sire. And then he's dead. And you fucked his wife. You didn't even have the audacity to tell him. Didn't even have the fucking decency to tell him. My king, you kind of are a pussy. That's some pussy shit. I feel like if you're going to fuck some guy's wife, get her pregnant, at least tell him before you're going to send him off to die. I don't know. I'm one of those people who I'm like, I think he should know before he dies. It does suck, but I think telling people the truth is always better, even if it hurts them. Also, I would have loved to see the drama, because maybe he wouldn't have gone off to war. Maybe he would have killed the king. Okay, what a fun little twist, I don't know. That's just my truth on that. But the Bible has some wild shit in there, and we're just like, yeah, we're gonna take it all as truth, Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why some people take the Bible so literally. I guess I do, because it's like, it's truth and we believe. But some people literally believe the earth was made in 7 days. Some people literally believe the earth hasn't been around that long. Crazy to me. I do not understand it. Some people believe science isn't real, and that they... stink! I didn't mean to do that. That literally scared me. But like, not to talk shit about Jehovah's Witness, but like, it's wild that if one of their kids gets sick, they will not allow them to get medical intervention. They will not allow blood transfusions. They will not allow anything, any form of medicine. And that's just so fucked up. Because it's like, technically, if you believe God created us, he gave us resources or blah, blah, blah. But let's stop talking about religion. That's not what we're here for, okay? We're here for probably, I don't know, a mentally ill chat. I don't know. Another petty thing I heard, because I don't know what it is with 2024 is very petty. Like, this is the cuntiest election I've ever seen on both ends. And I'm like, I don't like Donald Trump personally as like a president. I think he is one of the most entertaining people of all time, but I do not like him as a president. I do not like him involved in politics. I do not like him taking away any of my rights. But one thing I do love is pettiness. Oh my God. To just be so like denying of the truth. One, incredible. Two, I love how they're like, yeah, and if you don't have, like, you're a mentally ill cat woman. One, I'm a mentally ill woman for sure. I don't have cats. I have one dog who's kind of more like a cat. And I let him be taking care of my parents, because I'm a mentally ill woman. And I love it. I love it. I love that he chose someone who like to run with him that so much just like like historically speaking has just hated Donald Trump, and now it's like, well, you know, here's my moment to shine, and it's like so cunty because it's so like it's giving like theater camp, like I was born for this role. You're gonna give away all your morals for this. It's like the uncool person chosen by the popular person, even though like Donald Trump also isn't that popular. And like if he is popular, it's not around people who I want to be around, you know? No offense. If you support him, go you, boo boo. But please don't fuck up my reproductive rights personally, you know? That's my only issue is like if they weren't doing Project 2025, I don't think it would be a big deal. But this election is like really fucking scary because of that. But like it's so cunty because we have Donald Trump just being like him on one side. Also, I love how I'm 26. I've never voted in a normal election. It's been just the most insane batshit every year, every fucking year. 2016, 2020, 2024. Just the craziest like slander. Politics used to seem classy. I was like watching like Mitt Romney and Obama debate. I was watching you know, even like John McCain defending Obama and being like, I don't wish any harm. Like that's fucking beautiful and that's mature. And those are people we want leading our country. I don't need a man with the temperament of a toddler in charge. No, thank you. I love Kamala's like, just like clap back. She's like, okay, if you're going to say it in my face. One, iconic. Two, fuck yeah. Nancy Pelosi, someone who I'm like, I don't really give two shits about her. I don't know anything about her. I'm not here. But she was asked if she thinks Donald Trump chose the right running mate, and she said yes. And that is the funniest thing of all time, because you know what he did, because it makes him look pretty fucking bad. Again, if you like him, no offense to you, more power to you. You know, like who you like. If you have bad taste, that's okay to have bad taste. Some people hate chocolate. Chocolate tastes great, but some people don't like it, and that's fine. I don't care about your political views as long as you just think everyone each deserves individual respect. That's my opinion. And I generally don't voice I generally don't voice that online, but this is something I very much am passionate about, is a petty election, and it's very entertaining. At the very least, one thing I can say is this election has been incredibly entertaining. I watched full through. The first debate I ever watched was this year. It was Biden and Trump, and that was the one of the saddest things I've ever. It was so entertaining, but it's so sad that that's the state our country's in. And I'm so glad Biden stepped down, because that must have been really hard. Because it was hard to get the keys from my grandma, you know, because she wasn't able to drive at a point, and Biden had to give away the keys to the country, essentially, to be like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I mean, he's really way too old to be doing, and I'm so glad he stepped down, because when I saw the video of him almost saying "Make America Great Again," I was like, this looks bad. But I truly do believe with Kamala, like, there is a chance for like next 4 years to have hope. Because I was really depressed about it. Because, like, one thing is, I've been thinking about moving back to Texas, but, like, depending on how the election goes is also, like, a big factor. Because if it is, like, a Trump presidency, I don't see myself leaving New York just because of basic access to medical care as a woman. But back to the pettiness talk. Back to the pettiness is that I saw a video talking about how North Korea has been sending trash and balloons to South Korea for years, because apparently South Korea was sending like pamphlets and like propaganda about how North Korea is bad to North Korea, and then North Korea in retaliation was sending balloons full of trash to South Korea, which one, iconic. I don't really fuck with North Korea personally. Not the biggest fan. I don't like how the people aren't free there, but I do find it incredibly iconic to be sending their trash over to South Korea. They're just having a literal neighborly spat and neighborly fight because one person is putting trash on their lawn. I just think it's iconic that North Korea is sending their trash in balloons to South Korea because they're just having normal, like, they're just like us, you know, fighting with our neighbors, you know. My neighbor and I, our biggest fights are over the fact that Uber Eats accidentally drops food off to both of us sometimes. Like, it's not our food, not our food. And so he'll leave it in front of my door and then I'll push it in front of his door because neither of us want to bring it down. And so we'll be up here for like 5 days of us just pushing till one of us caves in and brings it down to the trash. But it kind of makes Kim Jong-un a little more relatable to me. Also, like, it's so funny watching him at the Olympics interact with people. I'm like, oh my God, he's doing things. He's kind of like, I don't want to say panda bear because that sounds racist, but he's like, oh, I think it's because he's fat that I'm like, oh, little guy. Like, if Kim Jong-un was skinnier, he'd be a lot more threatening. I truly believe, which maybe hot take, if Kim Jong-un was skinnier, he'd be more threatening. But this is the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Bye.